Hi dear students, welcome back to the section of mathematics of class 10. Today we are going to study the MCQ sections of the chapter area related to circles. So dear students, regarding circles we already have studied in our previous classes. We know what a circle is and the total dimensions which is required so as to draw a circle is only a single dimension, and that is its radius. That means if a radius is given and if you have a center point, definitely you can draw any circle, right? That's the thing which we already know. There are two things which comes into your mind when we are studying about circles. Number one, the circumference of a circle. Number two, the area of a circle. What does it mean by circumference of a circle? Circumference, actually the point or the term, it means that the total perimeter itself. When we are studying about rectangle, when we are studying about triangles and square, means those particular figures we used to study about the perimeter. Here, as it is of a circular manner, we used to use the word circumference. So the equation to find the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r or pi d, because 2r is what we call the diameter. So taking that into concern, we can write it as pi d or we can say it as 2 pi r. Okay. Next thing, area of a circle. What is the area of a circle? Area means the total space included within the boundary of the circle, right? And that is what we call the area. And to find the area of a circle, we have an equation. Area of a circle is equal to pi r square. And the value of pi is 22/7. In some cases, we used to take it as 3.14. These are the general things which you already know. So today in this chapter, we are going to study some new things. First one, what we are going to study is the area of the circular path. If you're taking a circular path, for example, if you're taking a circle, just imagine that there is a circle like this. It's a bigger circle, and then again after this one you are considering a smaller circle within this one with a center. So just think that the radius of the smaller circle means from here to here, it is small r, because it is the radius of the smaller circle. That's why, just to understand that one, I took it as smaller r. And the radius of the bigger circle, this one, that is capital R, the bigger one R and the smaller one R. Now tell me, what about the area which is included between these two circles? Means, you know, if you are considering the area between this one, means this area, right? This part. If you are considering this much part, how can you understand that much? You have to do the area of the total bigger circle minus area of the smaller circle, right? If you are considering the area of the total circle, you will get the whole area. From that one, if you are removing this much part and throwing it away, if you are removing this much part, then the rest of the area will be this area which we needed, right? So that is what we call as a ring, or that is what is called as the circular path. So the area of the circular path or the area of the ring, we can say like that, the area of the ring, area of the ring is equal to pi r square, the total area of the bigger circle, minus pi small r square. If we are taking pi into common, we will take it pi into r square minus r square, capital R square minus small r square, right? So what is r square minus r square? Because a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So you can write like this. If you are taking pi outside, you can take it as pi into capital R plus small r into capital R minus small r. So in general, we used to use that typical equation whenever we want to find the area of a ring or area of a circular path. Is that clear? Okay, that is the first thing. Next, the important thing which you have to understand about this one is what we call the arc. What is called arc? There are two typical types of arc. One is called the major arc. Second one is called the minor arc. What does it mean by major, minor? From the term itself, it is very clear. Major means the bigger one. Minor means the smaller one. Arc means it's the portion of the circle. It's not the total circle. It is a portion of the circle. Okay, it's a portion of the circle. So how can we consider that it is a major or it is a minor? I will tell you. If the total length of the circle or the arc, if the total length of the arc is greater than the semicircle. What is semicircle? Half of the circle, right? Semicircle means half circle. So the area of the total circle was pi r square. So area of the semicircle will be half pi r square. like that. Circumference of the total circle is pi r, right? Total it is 2 pi r. Then half of it will be 1 by 2 into 2 pi r, means it's only pi r. So like that you can take the half. So only the half is what we call the semicircle. And if an arc, if the total length of the arc is bigger than the semicircle, if it is bigger than the semicircle, that arc is what we call the major arc. And if it is lesser than the semicircle, that is what we call the minor arc. What if it is just same as that of the semicircle? It's just called the semicircle arc, right? It's the half itself. Okay, no need to think about that one. These are the two typical things which you have to understand: major arc and minor arc. Now we are going to find some equations regarding these things. These equations are very important. And let me tell you, when you are studying this chapter, there are plenty of equations to find the length of the minor arc, length of the major arc, length of the minor sector, length of the major sector, length of the minor segment, length of the major segment, area of that one, perimeter of the, there's plenty of things are there. But actually I will tell you a simple one which you have to understand. Just to focus on the major part or on the minor part, any one of them, that's enough. But for easiness, I will tell you that you have to focus on the minor arc. If you're finding the length, you have to remember the length of the minor arc, area of the minor segment, area of the major, like that, means everything minor segment, okay, then minor sector, minor arc. From that one automatically you will be able to find the major one also. So there is no need to study all the equations together and just make your head making into a problem, right? So that's very good, that if you are just understanding this minor, that's enough. So from here, let me tell you, the first equation which you have to study is the length of the minor arc, the length of the minor arc. So if you are studying the length of the minor arc, from that one I told you, you can find the length of the major arc also. So length of the minor arc, length of minor arc is equal to, watch this one very carefully. We already know the circumference of the circle was 2 pi r. So it is 2 pi r into theta divided by 360. Theta is actually the angle measure. Whenever a particular sum regarding this chapter is given, definitely the theta will be, theta is the angle which is made, means it's the measure of the central angle. It's a measure of the central angle. Whenever you're taking an arc also, from that both the arcs, if you're joining two chords towards the center or two radius towards the center, the angle inscribed within this one is what we call theta. So every time the theta will be given. So keep this theta by 360 in your mind. Actually I'm taking like this. In other textbook you can see pi r into 1 by theta by 180, you can see like that also. Actually they cancel this 2 and 360 by the table of 2 and they made it as 180. You can do it like that. But theta by 360, I'm using this particular word again and again because when I'm going to explain to you the next topics, you can understand why I took this point. So the circumference into theta by 360 will give the length of the minor arc. Now you got the length of the minor arc. How will you find the length of the major arc? See, I will tell you. What about the total length of the arc of the circle? That is what we call the circumference of the circle. What is it? It is 2 pi r. So 2 pi r minus this minor arc. How much is minor arc is there? From the total, if you are subtracting the minor arc, the rest will be the major arc. Right? So from this one you can say the length of the major arc will be, it will be 2 pi r minus 2 pi r into theta by 360. Just subtract it from 2 pi r. That's all. So that's why I tell you, if you're understanding the minor, from that one automatically you will be able to find the major one. Now the next topic is what we call the sector of a circle. What is called the sector of a circle? So here you saw that this is a circle, right? With a single midpoint there. You can see this is the center of the circle. From the center, if you are drawing to radius, so the portion between these two radius and this minor arc, this is the minor arc, this is the major arc, right? So this is the minor arc and this is what we call the theta. Okay, that is the theta. So this one, this much portion is what we call the sector. Something, just imagine that you are taking a pizza, right? Most of you might have had this pizza. So when you're cutting pizzas, you used to cut in this shape. So each piece of the pizza which you are taking out, pulling out, that's what we call the sector. It's easy to remember like that, right? So that is what we call the sector. And now, how to find the area of this sector? And how to find the perimeter of the sector. So I told you this is the minor sector. What about this one? This will be the major sector. I told you what is a sector? A sector is the total space which is included between two radius and the arc. Included arc. So if you're considering this arc, this will become the minor sector. If you're considering this arc, this portion, this bigger portion, that will become the major, right? That will become the major sector. That's the difference. So let us go with the minor sector. So area of this minor sector, will be equal to, I'm just writing simply like this, area of the minor sector. What is the equation to find the area of a circle? It is pi r square. So pi r square into theta divided by 360. Here it was 2 pi r and now it is area, that's why I took it as pi r square into theta by 360. So that from this equation you will find the area of the minor. What about finding the area of the major? Total area minus area of the minor, right? From the total area, if you're subtracting this much area, the area which is left will be the major area itself. So what is the total area? It is pi r square. So we can say the area of the bigger arc or the area of the bigger sector or the major sector is equal to pi r square minus pi r square into theta by 360. Like that you can find the area. Now the next one is the perimeter. Now I told you about area. Now let me tell you about perimeter. What about the perimeter of this sector? Perimeter means the total length, right? This much length. This one plus this much area plus this one. That's what we call the perimeter. So now tell me, what is this one? It is r. R plus r, it is 2r. So 2r plus, what about this one? This arc is what we call the minor arc. So r plus the length of minor arc will be the total perimeter of the sector. Now tell me, r plus r is 2r, we wrote that much. What about the length of the minor arc? Length of the minor arc, we already know it is 2 pi r into theta by 360. So here you can write 2 pi r into theta by 360 degree. So this is what we called the perimeter. This is how we have to find the perimeter of the minor sector. Now the next one is segment. Segment means in the same figure I will show you where the segment comes. If you are drawing a chord like this, I'm taking it as AB. If you are drawing a chord AB, take the center as O. So here you can see there is a triangle also. This area within this one means the area included between these two, and this was what we called sector. The area between two radius and the arc is what we call the sector. Segment means this will be the area, this part. In the previous time I told you, just remember about pizza, right? But here let me tell you, if you just imagine that you are taking a cookies, a biscuit, okay, a biscuit of round in shape, and you are just making it two pieces, something like that. You will get a small piece, you will get a bigger piece. And that small piece is what we call the minor segment. And the bigger one will be obviously the major segment. Now this area, the shaded area, that is what we call the segment. Now tell me, how can you define a segment? The segment will be the area between the arc and a chord. Arc and a chord. So here obviously we can say this one, it's a minor segment. Now from minor segment you have to find the area of this minor segment. So area of minor segment, area of minor segment is equal to, how to find the area of this much part? See, from this one, if you know the area of the minor sector and if you know the area of this triangle, so area of the minor sector means the total area minus, from that one if you are subtracting the area of this triangle, definitely the left area will be the area of this part. That is what we call the minor segment. So we can say the area of the minor segment will be equal to, how you can mention that one? Area of the corresponding sector minus area of the corresponding triangle. Now area of the corresponding sector, what is the area of the corresponding sector? Here it is this sector. So how to find that one? It is pi r square into theta by 360, right? minus, from this one what you have to minus? You have to subtract the area of this triangle. This triangle is having a specialty. What is the specialty of this triangle? It's already two sides, it's already known, both of them are radius itself. So we can say it is an isosceles triangle. But one thing is there, you know the angle measure of that angle also, right? You know the angle measure. So whenever a triangle is inscribed within a circle, the total area, whenever we used to find the area of a triangle, there are plenty of methods. If you want to find the area of any triangle, normally we will use half into base into height. But here we cannot use that one because one degree measure is given, one angular measure is given there. So in this case, the area of such a triangles can be found by using the equation half into r square into sine theta. So we can write minus half r square. So these are the equations which you have to know. If you know this much equations very fast from this equation, you can come to the MCQ sections. So first of all, you have to study the equations very carefully. Now let us get into the MCQ part. So let us get into the very first question of the MCQ of the chapter areas related to circles. The first question is, the perimeter of the circle having radius 5 centimeter is equal to. The perimeter of a circle having radius 5 centimeter. So the radius is 5 centimeter. You know what is the perimeter of a circle? What is the perimeter of a circle? Actually, the perimeter means it's the circumference itself. I told you this is about 1 mark question, so I'm not using the pen or pencil or anything. Let us try. Without using those things, if you are able to find the answer, that's great, right? So here goes the question before you. Now from this question, it is very clear that the radius is mentioned. It is 5 centimeter. And you have to find the perimeter. That means you have to find the circumference. The equation is 2 pi r. 2 into pi into r. What is pi? It is 3.14. So 2 into 3.14 into 5, because here r is 5. So tell me, 5 2s are 10. So 10 into 3.14. 3.14 into 10. Means whenever you are checking a decimal number, and if you have to multiply by 10, rather than multiplying it by 10, what you have to do, you have to take the decimal point and change it to one place towards the right. So that 3.14 will become 31.4. So the answer is 31.4. See, we didn't use our pen or pencil or anything. Without using anything, you got the first one's answer. That's the way. If you're using for everything, don't go behind the pen and pencil. Don't go starting doing mathematics. That means there is a question, then there is a problem. You have to solve it. Where is the pen? Take the paper. Don't go like that. There are some easy things. If you're understanding those things very perfectly, very fast, you can understand maths. You will get the solution, and maths will become an easy thing for you also. So here, the answer for the first question is 31.4. And without using the pen, we got the answer. That's great. Right? Now let us go to the next question, question number 2. The largest triangle inscribed in a semicircle of radius r. Then the area of the triangle is. So there is a semicircle. Let's draw it, right? There is a semicircle. So that is the center of the semicircle. And one thing is very clearly given. What is given there? The radius is given. It is r. Okay, this is the radius. From here to here, it is r. Now, what is the question? If you are inscribing a triangle inside the largest triangle. So whenever you are trying to draw a largest triangle within this one, if you are trying to draw a largest triangle inside this one, definitely it will consume all the base area and it will come like this. It will be like this. This will be the triangle. Okay. So you have to find the area of this triangle. What is the equation to find the area of the triangle? It is half BH, half into base into height. So what about base and height? If you know base and height, you can find the area of any triangle. So tell me, what is the base of this one? This is the base, right? Just take it as AB. So AB is the base. You know from A to O, this is the center. A to O, that is the radius. From O to B, that is also the radius. So radius plus radius, it is 2R. So we can say the base is 2R. So half into base into height. Half into what is the base? It is AB. The total length of AB is 2R. Half into base into height means this is the height. Actually, this is also the radius, right? That will be also the same radius. So we can consider it as R itself. 2 and 2 will cancel. R into R is R square. So the answer is R square. So like this, you can find it. So that's it. And that's the answer of the question. Answer is R square. Now, next question. The area of a circle that can be inscribed in a square. of side 10 centimeter. Means there is a square given. Just imagine in your mind a square is given. The total length of the square is given 10 centimeter, means each side will be 10 centimeter each. You have to draw a circle. That means a circle should be inscribed inside this triangle. So if you are drawing a circle within this one, definitely it will be something like this, right? And now what is your task? You have to find the area of this circle. I told you, whenever you want to find the area or anything regarding a circle, circle is having only a single dimension, that is its radius. So the main thing is you have to find the radius, means from the center till here. This is actually half of this one, isn't it? Altogether, if it is 10, from here to here, definitely it is 5 centimeters. So you got the radius is 5 centimeter. Now, what is the equation to find the radius of the circle? Pi r square. See the options here. What are the options given here? 40 pi, 30 pi, 100 pi, 25 pi. So everything is in pi. So there is no need to substitute the value of pi. Just speak it in pi itself. Just give it in pi itself. Tell me, so how much pi the total area is? So the equation to find the area is pi r square. Now the r is 5. 5 square means 5 is 25. So 25 pi. 25 pi. Is there that option? Yes. The fourth option, 25 pi, is the answer for this question. You got it. So here goes the next question before you. The perimeter of the sector with a radius 10.5 centimeter and the sector angle 60 degree is. That means you have to find the perimeter of the sector. Perimeter of the sector. This is your sector. Perimeter of the sector, this one. Perimeter of the sector. Okay, you know the equation. So that's why I told you initially, you must know the equations very good. Now the equation is there. Perimeter is equal to 2r plus 2 pi r into theta by 360. What is theta? It is 60 degree. What is r? It is 10.5. It is 10.5. So the radius is given. So let us come one by one. So the perimeter P, you have to find P itself, right? So see how we are doing, because this is not about a 4-mark question or not a 3-mark, it's just a 1-mark question. You have to deal with the MCQ portions. So in a fraction of a second, how much simply you can make the answer. That's the very important thing which you have to understand. So perimeter P is equal to simply, from there 2r means 2 into r. What is our r here? It is 10.5. So 10.5 into 2 into 10.5. The twice of 10.5, how much it is? 21. Whenever you have to multiply by 2, just find the twice, that's it. So 10.5, the twice of 10.5 is 21. So you got it, 21 plus, that much is over, 2r is over. 2 pi r into theta by 360. What is theta? It is 60. So 2 into, so here regarding pi, there may be a confusion that whether you want to take 22 by 7 or whether you want to go with 3.14, because in the previous question we went with 3.14. So here actually very wisely you have to choose that one. See here, you know that already 21 is there, and you know that 10.5 is the radius given, and 10.5 is divisible by 7. 10.5 is divisible by 7. Keeping that in your mind, as it is divisible by 7, obviously you have to take here 22 by 7, because it comes inside the table of 7, right? So that's why we are going to in that way. So 2 into, instead of pi we are going to write 22 by 7 into, tell me, 2 pi is over, r is 10.5 into theta by 360. What is theta? Theta is 60 degree, it is given. So 60 by 360. That's equal to 21 plus, here 7 and 10.5 you can cancel, 7 ones are 7, here 7 ones are 7 point, then 3 is remainder, 35, 7 5s are 35. 60, this 0 and 0 you can cancel them together, and 6 and 36, 6 ones are 6, 6 6 are 36. 2 and 6 you can cancel, 2 ones are 2, 2 3s are 6. 3 and 15 you can cancel, 3 ones are 3, either here you can write 3 5s are 15, but point is there, so point will be there. Now what is left there? 122 into 0.5. 22 into 0.5. What is 0.5 actually? There is no need to multiply. I will tell you. What is 0.5? It is 1 by 2. Half is what we call 0.5, right? 11.5 means 11 and a half. 1.5 means 1 and a half. So 0.5 means half. So 22 into half means half of 22. Tell me. It's 11. So now tell me, 21 plus 11. 21 plus 10 is 31. 31 plus 1, 32. So 32 centimeter. That's the perimeter, right? So you got the answer. So in fraction of a second, just by taking that equation and just implying that wherever you need just to substitute the values, you will get the equation. You will get the final solution. So there it is. The answer of this question is 32 centimeter. So here goes the next question before you. In a circle of radius 21 centimeter, an arc subtends an angle of 60 degree at the center. The length of the arc is. You have to find the length of the arc. What is the equation to find the length of the arc? Length of the arc. 2 pi r into theta by 360. That means if you know the radius and if you know the theta, you will get it. So see there, focus your eyes on that equation. Length of the minor arc. You are going to find that one. What is the thing given here? Theta is given. It is 60 degree. So let us do the last portion. Theta by 360. 60 by 360. Cancelling 0 and 0. 6 and 36. 1 by 6 will be there. Keep that in your mind. Only 1 by 6 is left there. Okay. That much is over. 1 by 6. Now 2 into pi. Pi is 22 by 7. So 2 into, let's do it. 2 into 22 by 7 into radius r. What is the radius given here? It's 21. Into last portion theta by 360. I told you it is, right now it is 1 by 6. Because it was 60 by 360. Cancelling 0 and 0, 6 and 36. You got 1 by 6. Now from this one tell me. 7 and 21 will be cancelled. This will become 3. 3 and 6 will get cancelled. 3 1s are 3. 3 2s are 6. 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Finally, what is there left? Only 22 is left, right? So we will say this 22 is the answer. So you can say 22 centimeter. That's the answer. So actually how to find this one? If you know the equation, from that equation, whatever things are given inside the question, whether they are known or not. If you want to find those things, then you have to use some equations and then you have to go behind those things. But here you can see that very straightforward those things are given. So this is all about this chapter. I hope you understood the MCQ parts. These are the main questions which are expected to come from this chapter. So I hope you understood, you enjoyed the class. So this is the way how to understand the MCQ part and do it within a single minute. That's very important. The time consuming is so important. So I hope you will understand these things and keep on practicing so that your speed will increase and you will never waste any time sitting inside your examination hall. So that's it for today's class. We'll meet again in the next video with a new chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye.